Alright, so today's topic is discrimination against disability. Okay, so before we jump into vocabulary, why don't we start with some questions, overall questions, whether we understand the topic or not. Okay, do you think that disabled are treated unfairly, especially in our society? What do you think?
I would say that in public areas, those disabled ones treated unfairly, mainly because public areas such as museums or galleries do not provide special provisions and appliances such as ramps or escalators for disabled ones. This is a clear example of discrimination against those disabled ones.
Could you explain why we should be concentrating our efforts, or the government should be concentrating their efforts for supporting those groups of people?
Probably they feel themselves really invisible, and this is like destroying their human rights. Everybody has, of course, definitely like opportunity and right to have the access to those areas, and like whenever they feel that they are not provided with those special appliances, they feel themselves as not part of the society. It definitely trivializes their social values.
Alright, so now there's one change that would lead to a fair treatment of disabled. What would be one thing that would change probably later?
Obviously, to provide some appliances or some kind of escalators or lifts, special lifts for those who are in wheelchair. Whenever they are going to have access to such place, it's impossible for them. However, if there is enough ramps for such people, they could live as able-bodied people, in my opinion.
Okay. Alright, where are we? Move on to the third one. Ask one question that would like answered after reading the passage. So, if you have read the text, what kind of questions did it arise? We have some questions based on the text. Any questions in this field? What what types of questions should we be asking when we think about the disabled people?
Okay, I think firstly we must pay attention to have same rights with disabled people as able people have in society, in every field of the society, our society and government. Therefore, they are given similar opportunities, and they aren't they mustn't treat it unfairly in this society, because everyone must have a same opportunities and privileges in our society, and if they are given similar amenities with other able people, they may also demonstrate their performance in society, and I think they can also add their own contribution to development of our whole nation.
Alright, let's jump into vocabulary section. Okay. So what is able-bodied and what does it mean? Can you start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Able-bodied is just a kind of people. They are able to do everything by their body, and they can control their body function.
So there's no limit to bodily functions, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What is ableism? Could we talk? Is it a positive thing, negative thing? What is it?
It's obviously negative one. It's a kind of discrimination or like unfair treatment towards disabled people.
So if you ask able-bodied, then it would be
Like
ability of the body to function, without limits.
yeah.
Without
Limits.
Okay.
Ableism is act of unfair treatment.
So ableism then would be act of unfair treatment.
Yeah. In the text, they
Rules,
said
yeah.
like now able-bodied people or even society is guilty of ableism.
I see. So society. So is it like a lack of knowledge about, or is it like deliberate advantage that people give to people without limitations? Like, is it done consciously or unconsciously?
It depends, I think. Some people deliberately tend to treat unfairly towards disabled people. However, some people maybe unintentionally do this. However, I think those who have who intentionally do exceeds others because they don't want to take care of those people or like that in a wheelchair. Like they don't want some extra work. So maybe.
So what do you think? Is this definition close enough, or is it too far away? Like, act of unfair treatment was the deliberate based on physical capabilities of the person.
Yeah, that's
something
right.
like that. All right. How about access? What is access?
Access is a right to achieve or to have particular thing, like access to public areas or access to appliances.
So availability and what else did you say?
Availability. You can reach it, have it.
Reachability of what? Reachability of
Object.
or services maybe.
Yeah, services as well.
Yeah, for example, some
Facilities.
services from today's topic are more accessible, yeah, than others, especially for
Able-
disabled people, yeah. I mean, yeah, for able people,
Able.
right? Yeah, reachability of objects or services.
Yeah, services.
No, all right, let's move on to the next one. Discriminate. So, what is discriminate?
Discriminate is treating some people, especially this kind of disabled people in society unfairly and unjustly.
So unfair treatment of people, some group of people.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, probably. It's also a noun, yeah? Actually, sorry, it's actually a verb. Treat someone unfairly, yeah? That's not. Yeah, discrimination will be noun. Treat someone unfairly, then would be treat someone unfairly. Okay. What is appliance? Sort of, could you say what appliance is? Drop the mic.
Yeah, appliance.
What is appliance? You don't know because you were late. Can you give it to me?
Yeah.
It's a kind of objects or gadgets which have particular service or particular work, like appliance. For instance, I can give example. Most people, like especially disabled people, now gain some kind of appliances for fending for themselves, like in their home, special lifts, or they have, or some kind of washing machines or cleaning services to fend for themselves. This is a kind of appliances.
Yeah, so appliance is an object that helps you to live
Function.
more, function, yeah, to live
It's
a
like
comfortable
facility.
life, yeah, facility.
Yeah.
Okay. What is companion?
Companion is a person. Companion is a person who always with you, near to you, that with whom you spend most of your time, that you create a company with.
So, yeah, who's a company for you, who's always close to you, right?
Yeah. Like
Why do you think this word was given in this topic?
so, this like mostly disabled people come along with their companions, and this can be an example when they are treated patronizingly. As an instance, in like cafes or like when they are in their guests, those companions asked whether the person disabled one wants a cup of tea or like coffee. They never directly ask it from the wheelchair user.
One of the reasons this word was probably given next to the appliance is disabled people need some types of appliance or a companion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to function. I wouldn't say to function, to take the advantage of opportunities, daily opportunities that is just provided directly to able people.
Yeah.
But for those people, they need appliance or companion, right?
Yep.
So okay, how about disability? What is disability?
Disability is
What is disability?
lackness of physical or mental abilities in person.
So lack of mental ability.
Mental
Or-
and also physical.
Yeah.
Of a person.
I see. So yeah, today's topic is just the disability. Yeah. All right. How about patronizingly? So if a person who is at the same age, you know, like one of the friends that has almost no advantage over you, acts patronizingly towards you. Is it? Would you like it? Would you like it when somebody acted patronizingly, knowing that they have nothing?
Like more advantages than you get.
Okay.
Yeah, probably for disabled people it's normal, maybe patronizingly
So
behave.
what is it? Sorry, I forgot to ask. What was the definition?
Patronizingly, it's like taking care of maybe
With
some half of with negative side maybe.
How about this? With a superior stance.
Yeah, for example, you know that people aren't able to do something, you give them help, but with looking to them like they are disabled and they are miserable than
Yeah.
you.
So
It's like
yeah.
patronizingly.
What okay? What does this word remind you? Like what does like pattern? What does it remind you? Patron, maybe. Yeah, okay. Patrons in French, I think also there's such a word. Patron. If somebody is your patron, it means they're your sponsor. Yeah.
Mm.
Also pater or father. Yes.
Yeah.
Means like they take care of you. Usually, they worry about you. So I think this word would be easier to remember when we think about patrons or sponsors or our fathers when we see them as people who look after us.
Mm.
But here it's a little bit negative.
Yeah, it's like you know that they are miserable and you are taking care of them, but with somehow I don't know how to express this emotion.
Yeah. So for some people, it's a really negative word. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I have the equal right with you. Why are you?
Especially for disabled people, I think.
Probably, yeah. We try to be nice to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody likes to
it's
be.
annoying.
Look at him. He's not disabled. But
Yeah.
when we patronize too much,
Yeah,
we might be hurting them.
more
more.
than we think.
Yeah. Than we
think.
intended, right?
Yeah.
It's not our intention to hurt them, but
Yeah.
it might happen. How about disabled? We talked about disabled.
We
Somehow
talked about
this word
disability.
crept through, yeah? Okay, how about this doorway? What is doorway? But could you sit closer?
Doorway.
Yeah, can we move in answer to that? What is doorway? Why do we
It's
use
a-
this word?
Yeah, it's entrance to a building.
Yes.
Yeah, why it's
Why do you
given?
think-
Yeah, why it's given in the text? Because when disabled people want to go to some public place, it's so difficult to reach access to buildings, and especially doorways of buildings are so narrow, and those in wheelchair could not reach it easily.
So for them, this represents like a block, right?
Yes.
Some problem that they have to face every day.
Every day.
Where for able people, this has no meaning, right?
Yeah.
There's no priority for us to cross the doorway, right? You never think of how many doors to take across the day. Yeah?
means to provide equipment or appliances. Like homes of disabled people are equipped with all necessary like appliances. Maybe they're provided with escalator or ramps or roomy lifts.
I see. So when we think about solutions, we immediately start, I mean, for the disabled people, right?
Yeah.
We immediately think about what could we equip the buildings or some areas so that we can make it more comfortable or disabled friendlier.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Escalator. Is it one of the hurdles? Is it one of the blocks that stops people from, especially disabled people, from achieving?
No, no, I think it's a great appliance for disabled people. It's actually
For what?
for disabled people.
Yes.
For everyone, but
So
but
to connect some force, right?
but disabled people can get more advantage of this kind of technical stairs because they can carry this kind of people by themselves, and it can not create much problem for them.
No, I think there are two types of escalators, and the escalators which are provided in the supermarkets aren't comfortable for disabled people.
Especially
Like, let's imagine that
Yeah.
disabled people want to jump to the next floor, and it's you know that people who cannot go without help or without special support appliance, they cannot do it without some machine, some kind of machine, and therefore if they want to jump in the next floor, they have to do it with the help of someone, because it's really dangerous, I can say, jumping in an escalator without any help for them. And I think maybe in foreign countries, because I have never seen this kind of escalators for disabled people in our country. Maybe in other countries there are some types of escalators which are provided to make more opportunities, to make more comforts for disabled people, special escalators.
Yeah, so we agree that escalators, while it can be a problem for most disabled people, it could be a solution of the problem itself.
For
Instead of
elderly
taking
people, I
stairs
think.
and or trying to build some or reconstructing the building, which is almost impossible to do for all types of buildings, escalators could be adapted for disabled people.
Yeah.
And I think there are, besides this, it can help for elderly people.
Disabled people from one floor to another. This can be special for them and comfortable as well.
How about this facility? What is this facility?
Facility is type of equipment, service that help you to produce something or a building.
Tool to produce something?
No, provide a particular things for something,
Provides
or the thing that you need. Provide something.
provision of somewhat. Provision of what?
Provision of things that you need.
Comforts, maybe.
Interesting. Okay. Fend for themselves. What does it mean? Rafa, did you answer? Okay, let's go.
To fend for themselves means to take care of themselves, to look after themselves.
So who are we talking about when we say fending for themselves?
Like there is a priority in the faculty in the bodily functions of everybody, because they can fend for themselves without care or without help of anyone. While at the same time, those with disabilities should have been provided with those companions who would help them to fend for themselves.
I see. So when we think about fending for themselves, we probably eliminating the need for companions as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Floor.
Floor is the type of thing
Type
that
of
help.
building?
No, not type of
Part of
stair.
building.
Part of building that help you to
On the below.
Not to
to
fall.
move.
Everybody knows. Who are we fooling? Yeah? Who are we joking with that? Everybody knows what a floor is. But when, why do you think this was given in this topic? Why do you think this includes? This word is included in
To
the.
explain some kind of problems for disabled people, especially it's difficult for them to drop to the next floor.
So, for people with disability, floors would probably mean more physical work, right? Like if they have to meet you at ground floor, which would be great, yeah. But if it's like floor number 13, this is another 15 or minute, like 30-minute exercise for them, right? Where it would take for you like 1 minute or 2 minutes, it would at least take 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes for them. So floor is important. As we have seen with the escalator, it could become a solution when you think about, okay, all the services that my company provides, the products or services that my company provides, or if the disabled people want to meet the director, they must be able to meet with me on the ground floor. They don't have to go to the or I have to make some appliance like escalator for them to reach me quickly, right?
Yes.
What else? Invisible. What is invisible? Who is invisible in this example?
I think obviously disabled people are invisible, especially in some.
Metaphorically also invisible.
Yeah, like it's,
You cannot meet people on your eyesight if they're taking a wheelchair. Right?
in public areas, they seem to be invisible to those who are able-bodied.
Does it also have some mental meaning, like psychological?
Yeah,
meaning?
sure.
Their problems are no able-bodied, average, let's say average able-bodied person thinks about people or problems of the disabled too much, right?
Yes.
We don't, unless it's a topic or something, we don't discuss it, we don't think about it constantly. So invisible means something that cannot be quality or not being seen.
Can be patronizing like part of invisible behavior. I mean, you want to do something with people, but you just ignore people who are disabled, and it's kind of patronizing. Also, maybe you think, no, you can do it. You can do it.
If I can see a problem of some group, is it patronizing?
Can we connect those two words?
If we regard those as invisible, we are treating patronizingly. No. Patronizing.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Don't take with them parts.
This is called maybe lack of responsibility, like
But we
ignorance.
just
I'm
yeah.
trying to ignore. I don't want to see them, right?
Yeah.
But patronize means, okay, like this is good writing. For example, if you have a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
nephew, right, niece, you teach them how to write letter A.
Yeah.
What do you say? Wow, now after 15 minutes of exercise with me, now you can write.
Yeah.
Good job, take this cane. You're patronizing. It doesn't matter like what you teach them. It can be just opening the doors. You taught someone how to open the door properly, and they were very young.
No, I mean, teacher can give challenges for people, for children, for students, and you shouldn't do so because you're already good. Let's do it with another student. It's like, it's also this person is invisible. Discriminating.
Maybe discriminating. That's yeah. But patronizing means you're teaching someone. You're becoming like their sponsor.
I mean,
You're saying, you're looking down at them and saying, hey, to reach my level, you need to do this and that.
In the text, it's given in another meaning.
Really?
Yes, acting
Yeah.
like you are more intelligent, you are more better than. The same thing. Real.
But not seeing someone is not. Maybe I don't know them. Maybe I didn't see them. For example, that guy who just came right now, like 15 minutes ago, I know them quite well. But I was, and he was wearing about too much. We know what's invisible, we know what's patronizing. Patronizing is when you're putting yourself above someone. Okay, negotiate. What is negotiate? Is it positive or negative, Marina?
I think it's negative.
I will say.
Okay, why can you explain why it's negative? Because it has the word and.
No, I don't know. I think that negotiate it means that you are influenced for someone in a negative.
You're doing what?
You are influencing for someone in a negative way.
So no.
Is it correct?
Okay, no. Negotiate means.
Or am I mistaken?
To solve the conflict, maybe.
Yeah, to solve a conflict. Maybe, but mostly it's used as a to come to a common ground.
Yeah.
If I am saying, let's meet at 1 o'clock, and you're saying, no, let's meet at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And we both negotiate at
2.
at 2, yeah? So to come to a common conclusion means to negotiate, especially with money and money matters, yeah? For example, I am a manager and you want this job. And the company says, okay, you will be a new manager. Old manager was getting $5,000 a month. Why don't we give you 4,000 for beginning month? And you say, yeah, 4,000 is too little. Why don't we try 4,500, right?
Yeah.
We're negotiating. I'm saying a little bit low. You're saying a little bit above. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
We're negotiating. So why do we have to negotiate? What do we have to negotiate in this topic?
Like it has different meaning in this text, because negotiate means to move through particular area, like negotiate in doorways. Like, second meaning, like disabled people struggle with negotiating through like doorways because they are not wide enough, or they cannot negotiate into like lifts because they might be not room enough.
So when there is a block, when there is a obstacle, either it's physical or mental, you have to negotiate. You have to find your way through some problems, right?
Yeah.
So what's called also negotiate. But we rarely, almost never, use the negotiate in solution essays. When there is a question with the cause effect cause solution topic, we try to say solution, measure, next step, thing not to solve the problem. We should do something, but we never use negotiate to as a synonym for solution. So we should start using it. Yeah. All right. Obstacle. What is obstacle?
Obstacle is something that prevent us moving freely. Yes, barrier.
Okay. So it's like a barrier. Synonym is barrier. Yeah. Right. Okay. So obstacle is something. So in this topic, probably there were a lot of examples, right? Okay. Yeah. Provision. What do you think is a provision?
It's act of providing something. Like provision of several things are being done for disabled people. However, it's not enough. According to the text, like they are still treated patronizingly, or they have not enough appliances or opportunities for them. So not enough provision is being made for them now.
So problem of disabled people should not be solved by one action, right?
Yeah.
They also need to be continued. Consistency, yeah? Provision is in this, maybe, I don't know how it was given in text, but provision should be not just the one act, it should be continuous support of disabled people, right? Okay. RAM, what is RAM?
RAM is like a special room for.
Special what?
It's kind of lift, but it's like a room which can contain 4 or more people to get to the next floor, right?
This is especially for disabled ones.
Yeah.
Like now most
so
buildings,
people to transport.
like
Yeah.
to reach from one building to another.
This is not kind of. It's given as a kind of surface.
It's given as what?
So it's like given as a surface.
Sloping
No, it's
surface.
like
Flopping surface.
yeah, that helps to
Ramp.
from one to another level.
Yeah. So yeah.
But
It can be just a tool to reach one floor to the next, right? Rooming, what is rooming? So why, before we move on to the rooming, why do you think ramp is important in this topic?
For negotiating from one building to another, especially for disabled ones. Now, most public places are like providing such ramps for those who are in wheelchair, for creating opportunities for them.
So do you think it is especially vital in the instances related to fire, for example? When there's a exigent circumstances, when there's a special circumstances, when there's an earthquake, for example, tsunami, such stuff. Do you think the importance of ramps would be life-saving for disabled people?
yes,
Okay, rooming. What is rooming?
Wide
spacious.
Is it when you really respect your roommate?
No,
No, it's a wide, maybe.
spacious.
Wide, spacious, yeah.
Yes.
Why is it important? Because it's easy, fun to live, right?
No, it's like half for wheelchair
I
users.
don't know how to write spacious.
Spacious. Yeah.
So why spacious? So is it important for people with disabled qualities to have to live, to work in a roomy place? Is it important?
Yes, definitely.
Why?
Easier negotiating to it, like especially wheelchair users, because they face with lots of discomforts when they're trying to enter to particular building. They might not be room enough to fit in.
Yeah, just having, just imagine the person in a wheelchair and you are taking, when standing, you take the minimal space in the room. And you can move around to in whatever direction you want. But for a disabled person with a wheelchair,